So I'm Joris Meijaard, the Academic Director of the Master Program in Strategic Entrepreneurship. I'm doing this for 1.5 years now. I also have my own consultancy and research firm, so I'm basically standing in both worlds. And yeah, let's look at the clip that students made.
Hi, I'm Anna. I'm in my second year of International Business Administration here at RSM, and I'm very excited to do these questions with you.
Yes, and I'm excited to answer them because I'm Onno. I'm doing my master's here in entrepreneurship, and it's good to be here today.
All right, well, guess we can start.
Yes.
Okay. Ooh, sorry to do that. Who is this master for?
I would say it's for people that strive to become an entrepreneur themselves, or they try to work in a corporate, but in a more like entrepreneurial position, where it's all about innovation and creating like new ideas and develop them.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, so I think Onno is right on point here. So it's really for both for people that want to become an entrepreneur themselves, and also for people that really think they are good at or would like to be good at bringing new ideas to life within existing organizations.
What is the teaching format? Well, as far as I know, RSM is going to be a blend of everything: lectures, project work, stuff like that, case assignments. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Sounds good. I would say it's very interactive, so it's really about developing your own idea. Like you really try to do it often in a group, then you pitch it, and then you work on your idea. And so it's very interactive, and you mostly learn most of it out of the classroom. So you just prepare yourself, and then you go out there and you try to learn something.
Okay, so I think that's also very to the point in the sense that it's very much learning outside of the classroom. So the classroom is for feedback, is for learning from what other groups have been doing. I think what Onno isn't stressing all that much is also the not only outside of the classroom, but really outside of the building. A lot of learning takes place. So really learning from customers, learning from prospective partners, learning from basically really talking to the real world or being in the real world while testing your ideas. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Coming from that big of a to something that small. Okay, next one. Can I combine with this program?
I guess you can combine work with that program, but then you probably have to cut a bit back on social life or whatever hobbies, whatever you like to do. I guess it's always kind of possible. It's like depends on your time management, I would say, and how much you also want to put in your project. And so if you like really want to pick up a project and work on the project yourself, even maybe after the course is finished, then it's probably tough. But I guess in the end it's possible.
Yeah, so Onno says rightfully so that quite a few people make the combination. It's a full-time program, so it is something that if you make the combination, you need to realize that you will be doing work things. If you consider studying a work thing, that you would have to do work things for 60 or 70 hours a week. But then that is what quite a lot of students choose, and as he says, it is possible to spread it out over 2 years. There's also a specific program called CEP, Student Entrepreneur Program, that if you already have a running business that you really like is done by top athletes that for instance want to go to the Olympics, that they can make the combination. That's also true for students that have already a running business and would like to do this master. They are helped to spread it out across the 2 years.
That's cool. Next. What are the career prospects?
Yeah.
Strategy, entrepreneurship, your own business, I guess?
Yeah, I would say so. So we just had this, so we just talked about it in class, and I guess like 30 or 40% they want to start their own business as soon as possible. Some of them already have their own business and just like try to get some more input and some more ideas that they could use for their business. So I would say like that's obviously the biggest option, or like the most obvious career that you can pursue after that. You don't obviously need a degree for that. You can just do it yourself. But I guess it's very valuable just to get the insights and also like to meet the people and to like come up with new ideas together. Other prospects I would say are like consulting in general, because that's also about shaping an idea and developing an idea. Yeah, but basically also every other type of business.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So Onno says rightfully so that 40% of the students plan to start their business quite quickly. In the end, I think it would be about 1/4 that actually does start their business right out of university. Some do it later, which isn't a bad idea, of course, either. I think I would say another 1/4 ends up working in a scale-up right after studying. So just somebody else's firm that is already growing and then learning from that environment. Another 25 would be going into consultancy, as Onno rightfully says, and the last 25% ends up in either investment roles, corporate venturing, things like that.
Yeah. Okay. What makes this master at RSM unique?
That's tough for me because I just know this master. But what makes it unique for me, or why did I choose it? I think the RSM is just like a good business school in general, so that's always like a good point. But I would say like for this degree, especially, I would say it's the smaller class size and the very interactive classes where you really, have to really come up with ideas, develop them, and like you mostly learn outside of the classroom. I would say that's probably very unique. It's not like textbook learning; it's more like an experience learning, and I would say that's the better type of learning. I would say it sticks better, and yeah, that's why it's unique, I would say.
Yeah, so what we really try to work on very much is from from each year to each year is to make it more experiential, like Onno is mentioning. So it's really much about learning by doing. And also we're trying to maximize sort of the interaction with alumni in that respect, but also with students from other environments like TU Delft or the medical school. Basically to get you to see where the best opportunities are.
Okay, last one. How does this program contribute to creating positive change? RSM's mission.
Yeah, but I would say that program is probably the one that can create most of the change, and because in the end, how do you create change? It's by new ideas.
Okay. Are there networking opportunities? I'm pretty sure there are. They always are. You just said they're small classes.
Yes. I don't know if this question is like targeting the master program, like opportunities during the master's program, or like in general, but it's pretty cool because our academic director, Joris, we have like this WhatsApp group, and I don't know how he's doing that, but he's basically posting an event nearly every day where we can go, just like networking for entrepreneurs. And so yeah, I'm even overwhelmed with so many opportunities to go. During the summer, there were so many events. It was pretty cool. Also with like Delft. Yeah, so for sure.
So you get to work with your peers that are future entrepreneurship and actually extra opportunities to meet and network with the current ones and get their insights.
Yes,
nice.
Exactly.
The best of both worlds, though.
What we also do is try to bring alumni as mentors or as coaches to basically the projects that they have in the core courses. So each of the core courses has also next to the lecturer an alumnus entrepreneur or alumna entrepreneur as a coach to basically do reality checks and things like that. So I think implicitly that's also already sort of a networking opportunity, but we try to make as much connections with, for instance, also Erasmus Enterprise and the Erasmus Center of Entrepreneurship, and also the other incubators that are in the city, to create as many opportunities for students to meet other people and get other ideas and grow their network and bring that as an asset to the rest of their career as well.
Okay, a long one.
It's a very long one.
Whoa. How does this master differ from RSM's strategic management program? Oh, that's a good question. I have no idea.
It's funny because I get this question often asked from students that are like struggling to decide, and then they ask me as the ambassador, hey, how's it different? And I mean, I never studied it, so it's obviously tough for me to tell. But like I would say, just like from the logical perspective, entrepreneurship is about you have to like find something where you can like earn money with, or like that is profitable, like an idea or something that people want. So you have to like find that specific thing, or you have to create it, or solve a problem that does that. And management is just like another part of the like whole value creating chain, because it's more like you already have found your specific thing where you want to work on, and then you have to like manage it. So how to make it even bigger, or how does the firm run efficiently? So it's like a whole different step.
Yeah, so I would say the building your own thing is stressed a little bit too much in this.
Yep. Will this master give me all the knowledge I need to start my own business?
I guess probably no. I guess like the only thing that gives you all the knowledge to start your own business is starting your own business. So like for instance, like venture capital firms that like give funding to smaller startups, they tested like scientifically what is the one thing that makes founders more likely to be successful with their business. And the only thing that is like scientifically proven successfully or makes them more successful is that they've already tried it. So I would say just like trying it gives you probably the best experience and gives you maybe all the information you need for that. But I would say it's a great start, and that's why I chose it.
The most important thing is really to have a lot of discussion with prospective customers, and that's something which determines the success. So what Onno says is maybe a little bit short to the corner, that the only thing that is proven to be important is this experience of already trying it out once more. But it's the most important thing you learn from failing as an entrepreneur is or being successful in the first round is that this interaction with customers and changing your business proposition is crucial, and that is something that of course is only something you can really learn by being one or and developing the business yourself.
Next one. Can I develop a business plan as part of my thesis? Practical.
I'm not sure about this one. I know that you can write your thesis about your idea, or basically you can test one of the assumptions that lead to your idea in your thesis. But I don't know if just the business plan is enough. I guess it's not scientifically enough. But I don't know actually, but I would say no.
Yeah, so we're doing this year a pilot that is really about combining your new business development with writing the thesis. And I would say it can be sort of an integral part of writing your new business plan is writing the thesis. But the new business plan isn't the thesis. So it's the thesis sort of feeds into the main decisions that you take in the business plan, and we are trying to optimize sort of to make this combination work as best as possible.
Does RSM support students in developing their own business ideas?
Yes.
Yes.
Like I told you, like the
financially as well.
I mean, like they have some funding opportunities.
Really?
Do you know about the Hummingbird Fund? That's like funding for like projects that do some that create some social value in general.
Yeah, so on top of that, I think the one thing that we also have, and that's new this year, is that we have together with the Delft University a fund called Graduate.nl, which is really a pre-seed fund and a seed fund that is run by students. and funded by alumni. So alumni that are entrepreneurs, they all bring in money that is then used for students to basically have their first start more easily. So it's a great master to choose. Especially one where if you want to be that force for positive change, it's something where you really get the tools to do it, and also the logic behind the tools of why it works, to apply them and to really make an impact by being entrepreneurial. Whether it's for your in a business that you start with a couple of teammates from university, or whether it's when you enter a business that is already there and you work on new opportunities for that business.